Right. Hello, welcome to the Franchise Marketing Show. We're at the British and International Franchise Exhibition, and I'm joined by Katie Bullon from Activ Marketing.
Activ Marketing.
Hello. Welcome
Hello.
to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, nice to be
I've
here.
known you for a little while now as well.
Yeah, we can connect
Meet at these shows all the time.
and then we talk about different things. So it's nice to have a proper chat.
Yeah, nice. So tell us a little bit about what you do.
So we are Activ Marketing franchise. So we're a marketing agency franchise with franchise partners across the UK and Ireland running their own marketing agencies under our brand.
Nice.
So we've got Activ branded franchise partners, and then at the end of last year we launched an online marketing agency franchise, which is more of a plug-in white label for existing marketing consultants, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a lower cost entry point, but it's like less of a support model because they've already got a business established. So it's just a different requirement up front, and it tends to be someone that's got more of a background in marketing. So they're a freelancer that maybe hits capacity in terms of hours, or they're a specialist in one area, or they're a generalist that doesn't actually have the skills to do the specific elements of a full service agency. So the model's flexible and it works in different ways for different people.
So do you have a typical franchisee that you bring in? Are they're usually a freelancer running by themselves?
So the three different models, there's kind of a different profile for each.
Yeah.
So I joined the franchise as a franchisee back in 2014.
Okay.
So I had a marketing career in corporate. I was an international marketing manager, on a big healthcare company, managing huge budgets. And when I then went self-employed, when I had my first baby, I wanted to go self-employed. And so that's when I bought the Activ franchise, and I ran the South Wales territory for 6 years.
Yeah.
Which, it meant I think I had about 50 clients, which, without employing anyone, I'd never been able to do that. So all of the tech support and all that was at the head office. And then in 2021, the opportunity came along to acquire the whole franchise. So I took over the UK and Ireland franchise network in 2021.
Yeah.
We've reworked it massively to be more of it's now a marketing agency franchise, whereas then it was more web design and SEO. And so historically, the type of franchise partner we get in is someone who hasn't got marketing experience. I think I was one of the first ones to go into the franchise who specifically had marketing experience. And I used the model completely differently. My pricing and the type of client I would go after is completely different.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's where a new franchise profile has evolved as this marketing consultant. But we still have a place for people with those transferable skills that have maybe gone through redundancy, they've worked in corporate, and they've got the skills to be able to use the model to be able to kind of, work in marketing effectively.
Yeah, nice.
Because they got the team behind them.
Yeah.
So so there's kind of different routes for different people.
What kind of clients do your franchisees seem to acquire?
Yeah, so it's like across the different models, there are kind of different-ish clients. So, it tends to be that the people that don't have a marketing background, initially at least, they don't necessarily get the bigger ticket clients that they want, a full service retainer, and they want you to be their plug-in marketing team effectively.
Yeah.
They're dealing more with, local businesses, sole traders, anything from, tradesmen that want a website through to, e-commerce. And then you've got on the other side the kind of marketing consultants and those with experience. They could be going into businesses that are turning over upward of 5 million, but they don't have that marketing team, for whatever reason, and it's that one point of contact. So businesses love having that one point of contact for their marketing, that you can go in, you can do their strategy annually for them, but then you can actually deliver the tactical marketing on a month-by-month basis.
And then what kind of support do you provide your franchisees now?
Yeah, so, and that's something I'm really proud of actually, because I think people look at franchises, I don't think they always understand the importance and the time taken to get the behind the scenes right, because without that your franchisees can't they can't succeed. So we have an accelerator program for our franchisees. So all of their video content their training content is delivered by video.
Yeah.
So they get training videos dropped every month, which we've had a video production company come in and film all of those. And there's a route that's about how to run a marketing business with Activ, and there's a route that's about training and upskilling as a marketer. And those come with all workbooks that they can work through at their own pace. And then to accompany those, we have monthly Q&A sessions, which are live online meetings that they can attend to go through any queries about the training, anything they want to go deeper on, or any sticking points with clients.
Yeah.
So that's the accelerator program. We also have an external coach that comes in once a month, and the franchisees have access to that training, group coaching, whereby there's topics such as like growth mindset or dealing with difficult conversations with clients or pricing or all of these things. So I brought that in this year because I just want them to grow as business people.
Yeah, right.
Because some of them haven't run businesses before, and there's different sticking points for everyone. And so then they also get, we've got a franchise management platform, and in there is all access to our ticket system, which is how they deal with all their tech support for the clients, and a forum for all kind of everyone can help each other out and on proposals and things like that, ideas. And yeah, there's all resources in the back office, like all the templates, legal templates, etc., marketing templates. And then, yeah, monthly they get a marketing plan delivered to them, which mirrors the marketing we do at head office, so they can execute that in their territory.
Yeah.
So they either follow that, the guidance, or they can then outsource their marketing for their own territory to the head office team.
Nice.
And then, yeah, so the way it kind of works ongoing is that they sign up, there's the ongoing management fee to cover all of that support, and then they can go and use our systems, the training, our software to go and do everything themselves, or they can then outsource work to us so they can effectively fulfill those services.
Yeah, right.
So there's different margin splits, basically, that they can be hands-off and just deal with the contracts, or they can be really hands-on or do it themselves.
Nice.
So
I was going to ask as well, you brought it up earlier, about you went from being a franchisee to being a franchisor.
Yeah.
Why did you make that decision? Was that something you always wanted to do, or did like the opportunity come up and you thought, I'm going to go for it?
I think when I joined Activ, I
Yeah.
didn't know that it would become such a big part of my life, and I didn't know franchising would become such a big part of my life. So, you know, when I joined, it was like a solution for a problem at the time, which was I wanted that support to be not just a marketing consultant. But as I got into the franchising industry and I got into the model and the way it worked, I just saw the opportunity within it. And so the situation came that, you know, the previous franchisor had other businesses, other business commitments, and, you know, the franchise needed a fresh pair of eyes, it needed a fresh focus. And a lot of the other franchisees actually approached me and said, Katie, I think you should buy him, we think you should buy him out. And so that's what I did. And, you know, it was like just after COVID, and my third baby was 12 months old.
Yeah.
And I remember lying in the garden when we were on lockdown and my husband going, do you think this is the right time to do this? And I was like, yeah, this is the right time to do it. But, you know, no regrets at all. And I think whenever you know, I'm sure there's people who've acquired businesses before, there's always so many more skeletons in the closet than you realise, which was the case in this situation. But also, I don't think I fully appreciated what the opportunity was either. And I think the work that we've had to do to make the business what it is today has taken a lot longer, but the outcome has been so much better than I ever thought it would be, kind of thing. So it's all worth it. Yeah.
So has your day-to-day changed massively then, since being a franchisee to franchisor?
Yeah. I mean, I've still got clients now that I had back in when I first started out. But now they come into the head office team, so I'm not necessarily working on them. But I tend to now get involved in more strategy for clients. If they want specific strategies on site, I go in and do workshops with their team, and then we put marketing plans together for their business as a whole, and then the team will execute the strategy. So yeah, I mean, my day-to-day is very much that of a franchisor, you know, and all of the behind-the-scenes support that involves, and investment and all of that kind of stuff, but also very much, you know, running an agency team. So it's, you know, it's not as that's being a marketing agency franchise, I think, you know, a lot of franchises, they don't have the head office team in the way we do.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's different models out there, but for us, it is very much about running a team as well as being a franchise, you know, because ultimately they're the resource for the franchisees.
And then we've got EWIF as well now.
Yes.
So you just got involved as the regional chair for EWIF.
Yeah, so we joined EWIF as ambassadors last year.
Yeah.
And then, I can't remember how the discussion came about. But yeah, so there's not actually a group in Wales. I think there's one that covers part of North Wales.
Yeah, there's one in Bristol as well, which I think people would go to Bristol
that I've been to. But it is, you know, sometimes even from Cardiff, where I am, even to get to Bristol for a meeting.
An hour, is it?
It is, but I suppose, you know, it used to take, you know, it's a good part of the day out, because by the time you get there, and so it meant that attendance was more difficult. And I just thought, well, it'd be great if there was actually something in Cardiff, in Wales, because I don't feel like the franchising community is very active in that area, and you know, it's an industry that there's so much opportunity in. So I was really pleased to be getting involved, and so we're launching the first group in conjunction with International Women's Day on I think it's the 7th of March. I'll check that.
Yeah, it's a
Friday.
Friday in March.
Yeah,
the first or second Friday in March.
I'm working on a speaker at the moment. I think I've got someone pretty cool.
Yeah, you mentioned her name earlier.
Yeah,
we won't say it because it might not be that person.
so I need to tie up with her next week.
Yeah.
But that would be awesome.
If it's her, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she's brilliant.
I know, I was so pleased to, so that would be great. And given that it'll be International Women's Day, I just want to make sure we do it, that it's a bit of a celebration of the new group. And I've been talking to quite a few people today that they're going to come along. So initially, we moved into offices in Cardiff City Centre in September. And so my plan was to hold the group there.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how many people are coming and if we've got space for the people there. But so it'll either be in our offices or we'll find somewhere right in the city centre,
I love Cardiff.
Yeah, I know, it's a great city, and our offices were just by the stadium, and it's been great. So with the head office team has grown recently, and just being in the city centre is like, it's a really nice environment, and got nice space there, and it's a good
cool.
it's a good vibe.
What made you want to get involved in EWIF last year?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's interesting. I was at the Great British Businesswoman Awards last night in London, and I was shortlisted for an award.
Nice.
Didn't win, but you know.
Shortlisted. That's great.
Yeah,
well
exactly.
done.
And it's amazing how, you know, women still have struggles within, you know, equality of being given the same opportunity. And I did a post yesterday on it saying that I think within marketing, it's quite female dominated and quite female led. Like, you know, there's obviously men in marketing, but it's not like we get the same pushback as, say, women in lots of different industries. And, you know, there was women last night within engineering or within construction, you know, saying how the pushback they get is huge. And so I think, you know, regardless of whether I don't always feel that within marketing, I think within the franchising sector, you know, there are a lot of men, and there are a lot of men who've been in the industry a long time, a lot of women who've been in it a long time, but I just think something that really gives that focus on women is like giving them that voice to push forward, and it's really important.
I saw some of this. I was at the awards last year, and I saw some of the stats. Like, women in franchising has grown massively over the last 10 years or something. So it's
That's
good.
Really good because I mean, I've been to franchising events before, and you know, straight away, like, nobody would assume that I was the franchisor when I have a conversation with them, and which, you know, is interesting. But, you know, and that's not everybody, but there is still a little bit of work to be done, I would say. So anything to do things to support that and have a voice for women to be able to lead within franchising, or, you know, capitalise on the opportunities within franchising is brilliant. So I'm really pleased to be a part of that. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to get in touch?
So LinkedIn, or I've got my own website, which is katiebullon.com. Yeah, or directly through the Activ website.
Cool, I'll
So,
put some
yeah.
links in the description of this.
One more thing I was going to say
Yeah.
is about the BFA.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a show run by the BFA, and we became members last year. So I think it's just important to remind people the importance of, you know, really making sure that your franchise is operating in line with all of the ethics of the BFA. And I'm going to be the marketing columnist for their magazine this year.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm going to be sharing lots of like tips for marketing for franchisors and franchisees. So I think it's just about everyone stronger together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So sorry to add that in.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Okay,
Cool.
thanks
Cheers,
for
have a
having
good day.
me. Okay,
Thanks.
take care.